Welcome to my world again. So this video that we're making right now is actually going to be an intro to Mind Light Ne Gong. But more specifically, which I created in Mind Light Ne Gong in 1999, this is going to be the intro to post-green extension. I know if you're already not my Ne Gong student, you don't know what I'm talking about, but you'll get through this, okay? So in Temple Style Tai Chi, the format remains the same, whether it's standing meditation, whether it's sitting meditation, whether it's Tai Chi forms, whether it's mother meditation, whether it's the inside form. The same format follows. Upward, downward, inward, outward, blah, 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 blah. It's always going to be the same. It's never complicated or confusing. The details on each particular practice vary dramatically, but it's always in the same format. And if you get my Ne Gong Bible Chapter 1, which you can either buy on Amazon or email me and I'll send it to you, you can see the whole outline of the whole system. So what we're going to do on this intro is the intro to green and blue. Those are subsets. That's the base practice for my Mind Light Ne Gong practice. You start with Qigong, you get that done. That takes 3 hours. It's over. 3 hours. You do it one time. Then you continue with the 28-minute daily practice routine. But quickly, you want more material. And when you want more material, you have options. I'm going to go with my traditional, which is a word that I never use, but my traditional option would be Mind Light Ne Gong, which includes tidal wave Qigong. So the first thing you do after you finish the Qigong, and you've been doing the daily practice routine for weeks, is you do green and blue, and you alternate. You don't do green and blue in the same day. You don't do green, green, green over and over again. You do green, blue, green, blue, green, blue for 3 or 4 weeks until you're comfortable. Now, when I say comfortable, I don't mean you can do it all day. I don't mean it's easy to do. No, it's never going to be easy to do, and you're never going to be able to do it all day. What you're going to be able to do is do the practices without wondering how to do them, or without wondering if you're doing it right, or if you've got the details in the right order. That is what I mean by comfortable. It's still going to be physically grueling, but the mind training part will be something that you're very capable of doing. So I'm going to give you an example of ward-off meditation. So every person that ever took a grandmother's Tai Chi class knows ward-off. Now the difference between knowing ward-off from your grandmother Tai Chi class or from Temple Style is when somebody learns the form and you ask them to show you their ward-off, which I've done hundreds of times, they have to go through and see, here, I'm going to work my way through the, oh, here it is, and they have to go find it somewhere. But in Temple Style, because Master Liao had a very specific approach to teaching Tai Chi, which is still what he's famous for, is individual forms. That means you break down each Tai Chi form into the pieces that create the Tai Chi form. And when I say the Tai Chi form, I mean upward, downward. I don't mean first section, first, second, third section. I'm not talking about the long form. I'm talking about to do upward, downward, you do upward, downward. To do ward-off, roll back, press, push, first you learn arrow and bow stance, then you learn ward-off, then you learn ward-off twist. So everything is broken down, and on my outline, which I told you to get from the Ne Gong Bible Chapter 1, it's all there. So I'm going to show you ward-off meditation. As I said, everybody ever took a grandma's Tai Chi class knows ward-off. It looks like this, whatever. They can never really show it to you because they never learned it specifically and individually. So I'm going to start in arrow and bow stance, ward-off. I'm not worried about how you get into the stance. This is the mind training part, what I call the mind training over the structure. So you set up your ward-off. Inhale, going back. Exhale, going forward. And all the Tai Chi details apply. Hang by a string, tongue up, mouth closed, breathe through your nose, all that. The difference between ward-off and ward-off meditation is now you're going to do the mind training part. So ward-off meditation is the first Tai Chi meditation that I learned in Temple Style, before condensing breathing. So the details are back heel, dantian, and the front of your forearm, in sequence at the same time. This is a quote that's used in my Negong Bible many, many, many times. So back heel, dantian, front. Inhale back. On the inhale, it's 1, 2, 3. Reverses. On the exhale forward, it's back heel, dantian, front of the forearm. I don't care if your arm's crooked. That's not what's important here. Inhale. Exhale. So all three details at the same time in sequence. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to change sides, because in Temple Style you do everything on both sides. 1, 2, 3. Do you squeeze your sphincters on the inhale? Absolutely. After Qigong, you squeeze your sphincter muscles on everything you ever do. On the inhale. So inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. So that's ward-off meditation. How much of that do you do? Well, when you do green, which is ward-off, rollback, press, and push, the subset in the Negong, you do 3 sets to leg tolerance. But this is the demo, the intro part. The mind training in Temple Style is separate from the forms. Everybody else that does Tai Chi, they don't have the mind training part. They might think about dantian in some obscure, unfocused fashion, but this is different because everything is specific. So what is post-green extension? Post-green means it's after green, so you're not going to do post-green before you do Negong. And extension means instead of, for instance, if I do diagonal whip with post-green extension, instead of just doing diagonal whip to the natural spot where it stops, because it's post-green extension, it's going to be, so it's extended, it's longer. Now I'll explain why. The details, just like you did ward-off, rollback, press, and push meditation, now you're going to do back heel, dantian, and the front of your single diagonal whip. And then you're going to go longer than you think should. What do you do on the inhale? Just suck in the dantian on the inhale, I don't care. Exhale. Inhale. You don't have to stop, but you can just slow your movement down. Exhale. Extend it some more. Extend it some more. So I'm doing back heel, dantian, front. So one of the names of the forms or explanations of each thing that I'm going to do on post-green extension follows with the word same or cross. Same means right heel, right arm. Left heel, left arm. Cross means left heel, right arm. So it crosses the center line, crosses dantian, or it's extended. It's not same side practice. So you're going to love this. If you loved green, you are going to fall in love with post-green extension. My website is qigong.com, spelled Chikung. If you have any calls, you can call me. 800-782, it's here somewhere, 4244, or call my cell phone, 312-446-8218. By the way, 24/7 is just fine.